Tulane's going on the road to Ole Miss. Now, do we know who's playing and who's not playing for Ole Miss? No, we don't know. We'll never know. We'll go from faking injuries to faking health, whatever.
No
And
punishment
honestly,
either.
like at some level, you got to respect, like the, I don't know whether you want to call it gamesmanship. I I understand what he's trying to do, and he's more so not trying to game the system than he is like mocking the system. Like that's in Lane Kiffin's MO, right? He's not necessarily gonna, he will game it to his benefit, but he's more so mocking it, and I understand that. So, uh, it sounds like though we will get Austin Simmons back, even though Chambliss was awesome last week against Arkansas. But yeah, serious concerns about Ole Miss's defense for sure. Where are we with? Do we think Tulane can bring a level of physicality that like, not that Arkansas didn't bring it, but like Tulane, a John Summerall coach team is physical, right? And they're mean and they're nasty. Like, what are the odds that Tulane just mucks this thing up and Jake Retzlaff just like does Jake Retzlaff things?
That's not crazy, man. I mean, they had Mensah, playing in a binder at some points in the game. Now, Mensah, he had to throw the ball 51 times, which I do not think was something that Manny Diaz and Duke wanted to happen. Mensah is also like an uber talented player, very, 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 very good quarterback. Is it crazy to say Mensah is better than Austin Simmons? I don't know, maybe not, but in terms of like talent and experience, potentially, I think it's right around there. He probably doesn't have the supporting. He does not have the supporting cast that Simmons and Ole Miss have. But I think like they've seen talented teams, they've seen well coached teams, they've seen some poorly coached teams this year. Tulane has. I've been nothing but super impressed with what they've done. Jake Retzlaff continues to surprise me in what he's doing. With feels like he just got on campus at Tulane and is getting better and better in each game. It's not crazy to say they muck it up. It's not crazy that they run the football 45, 50 times in this game and really try to bleed that clock and make Ole Miss, get after. Ole Miss, Arkansas, like, yes, Arkansas and Ole Miss played very, very well offensively. Chambliss was unbelievable. But you talked about it when we were talking about Arkansas and Memphis. Ole Miss didn't run the ball great. Right, that is something that is of concerning, and they got very, very
Gashed.
Not easily, but kind of gashed at times with Arkansas, especially the running quarterbacks. You throw Jake Retzlaff, you throw Tulane's, a couple running backs. They like to rotate in there with Turner and whoever else it may be. You could see an opportunity here. Absolutely, 13.5 feels like a lot to overcome, or it's down to 11.5 now. Feels like a lot to overcome on the road, but you're also getting Ole Miss in a spot coming off of a big win, a tiring, tough physical game against Arkansas. But on the other hand, Tulane played a tough game. And that's also credit Tulane, man, and what they do scheduling-wise. We kind of talked about this off air and how they always seem to have tough opponents. Northwestern, right, who say what you want about them, but very, very physical. Like, a Power 4 football team, right? Big Ten resources. South Alabama is no slouch at all in the Sun Belt. Duke as well with their well-coached and physical roster. And now you're on game 4 in a row of that. I do worry a little bit about some attrition and maybe some fatigue for Tulane and Ole Miss, right? So if you start slow on the road, that could be troublesome for you.
I will say I don't think this Ole Miss defensive line is elite, but I don't think that this Tulane offensive line is particularly great, particularly at those tackle spots. I mean, Derek Graham, like, respect a guy that's going to play, 7 years of college football with John Summerall through and through, except for like that brief spring ball stint that he had at Texas A&M. But like, there might be a significant mismatch. I mean, but with that being said, 11.5 points? Sure. I'll take Tulane.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ole Miss here. Unfortunately, I just think Simmons, his return there, hopefully you get back to running the football. Lane Kiffin's at his best offensively when they are running the football with efficiency. They can get up on the line and get a gashed defensive line and run the football right at them and get up on the football and do it again, right? So Kawan Lacey and whoever they're throwing back there, running back, needs to be able to be more productive than they were against Arkansas. Arkansas has some dudes at linebacker. They got a very, very good edge rusher as well, and some beef in that middle. I think different bodies than you'll see with Tulane. So that's my goal here. I think if you're Ole Miss, get back to running the football. Also, let's see Simmons play a full game and not turn the football over, right? That's also, you're going to get a spot here. You give Tulane short fields. You don't capitalize in the red zone when you need to. You're going to keep that football team in longer than they should be. And all of a sudden, you're playing a talented team with confidence. That's not a good recipe for you. So if you're Ole Miss, get in, get out, and move into SEC play.